Welcome friends to this video talk on current affairs, banking and economy. Let's continue the discussion we've had that over the last 12 sessions. So this is the 13th one and here's the first question. Who is the new chairman of the National Association of Software and Service Companies? The answer to this question, so in this session we have introduced a new thing, like we have highlighted the answer itself. So each question will have something, one of the choices will be in bold, that will be the answer. Okay guys? So I'm sure that this is something you would like, but there won't be any surprise. You won't be able to scratch your brain to know what the answer is. So till I tell you that. But now the answer is already on the screen. So who is the new chairman of the National Association of Software and Service Companies for 2020-21? That is the new financial year, this financial year. The answer, as you know, is UB Praveen Rao. So shall we write about each of this, including NASSCOM? Please write. Right, NASSCOM, underline that. You write the full form. You write the full form. NASSCOM, underline that. Point 1, established 1988. Established 1988. Next, head office, New Delhi, New Delhi. New Delhi. Next, current chairman or chairman, simple, chairman. Choice 3, UB Praveen Rao, UB Praveen Rao, dash. Who is this person? Chief Operating Officer. Chief Operating Officer, comma, Infosys Technologies. Infosys Technologies. Infosys Technologies. So what about the choices here? Look at choice 2. Devjani Ghosh. So you write President of, she's President of NASSCOM. So write President, the fourth point under NASSCOM. The first is the year of establishment, 1988. Second is, where's head office, where's it headquartered. Third is the correct chairman. Fourth is President. President, look at choice 2. Devjani Ghosh. Devjani Ghosh. Devjani Ghosh. Next. Leave one line space and write. We'll write about each of these persons. Generally, we do these choices that we write a little, or about the choices, but not all the questions, isn't it? So, write Rajesh Gopinathan. Choice 1. Rajesh Gopinathan. Rajesh Gopinathan. Dash. CEO, comma, TCS, Tata Consultancy Services. CEO, comma, TCS, Tata Consultancy Services. Okay. Look at choice 4. Salil Parekh. Right, Salil Parekh. Salil Parekh. Dash CEO Infosys Technologies. Infosys Technologies. He is the boss of UB Praveen Rao. He is the boss of UB Praveen Rao. Yeah. So Salil Parekh, CEO of Infosys Technologies. Look at choice 5. Rishad Premji. Rishad Premji. Dash Chairman of Wipro. Chairman of Wipro. Wipro Group. Chairman of Wipro Group. So we got all the 5 there. In your books you write one thing. TCS, write this. TCS dash India's biggest IT services company. India's biggest IT services company. brackets just for this company. $22 billion revenue of $22 billion revenue of $22 billion $22 billion काफ़ी बड़ी कंपनी है, बहुत बड़ी. The next is Infosys, third is Wipro. But remember, between Infosys and TCS, there's a gap of almost $8 to $9 billion. It's massive gap. Revenue of so and so dash, right, dash. Founded 1968. Founded 1968. Founded 1968. Dash. First GM, this is important. First GM, General Manager. There was no position called CEO in those days. Okay? First GM dash. First GM was Fakir Chand. Fakir, F-A-K-I-R. Fakir Chand. Fakir Chand Kohli, K-O-H-L-I. Kohli. Fakir Chand Kohli. Fakir Chand Kohli. Underline his name. Underline his name. Pull a down arrow. Pull a down arrow. Right. Father of India's software sector, software industry, right. Software sector. Father of India's software sector. I think that's fairly good amount of stuff that we wrote about this. So from this question to the next. Which of the following will be a debit entry in India's balance of payments? We took notes on balance of payments in the past. So credit is what comes in, debit is what goes out. I mean when the money goes out, isn't it? When the money goes out. So in this case, what comes in? Remittances, that is the money sent by your uncle or your family members from abroad, that is remittance. I'll explain each of this. The answer would be, anyway, this is a new pattern, so anyway, the answer is there on the screen for you. So I would want you to write something, right, remittance dash, so the answer is already there, right, remittance dash, money sent back to India, or money sent to India. See, I am talking of specific to India. This is to, this could be applied to any other country, but I am just talking of a simple example. Okay, money sent back home is a good question. Good way of looking at it. Money sent back home. Money sent back home by nationals abroad. Nationals abroad. Nationals abroad. So let's say tomorrow you work abroad, you send back money home, that will be called remittance. Mit means to send, just like you are MIT, MIT, MIS, missile, MES. So MES, MIT, MIS, तीनों का मतलब send होता है, जैसे missile होती है, या transmit होता है, okay? Like in this case, remittance. So it's sent back home. So that money comes in. What comes in is credit, paisa, yeah. Receipts of transfer payments. So under RRC, so obviously it can't be debit. Exports of services, when you export, you get money. So that's again a credit. So I would want you to write a little about balance of payments. Chale, likh them. This will be a repeat of what we have written in the past, but the language could be slightly different because often I do not come prepared with the language part. I come prepared with the idea part. Okay, so let's please write balance of payments. Balance of payments. Underline that first point. A system or account of, simple account of recording transactions. Account of recording transactions that take place between nations, that take place between nations. So any kind of transaction that takes place between nations is included in the balance payments. Now basically the balance payments has two major accounts: current account, capital account. So right, next point. Comprises current account and capital account. Current account and capital account. Next, third point. Current account. Basic understanding में लिखते हैं हम dash records, RECORDS, records inflow and outflow of goods and services, in brackets exports and imports. So exports and imports happen between nations. So this is the record of what comes in, what goes out. What comes in is import, what goes out is export. It's basically a current account is that record. Okay. Next, capital account. Dash उसके नीचे दो तीन पॉइंट्स लिखते हैं. Okay. Right. One relates to, RELATES, relates to purchase and sale of assets. Next point, includes all types of loans. Includes all types of loans raised, RAISED, raised by Indian companies and central or state governments. Central Indian companies, comma, central and state governments. सभी लिखते हैं एक साथ. Indian companies, comma, central and state governments from abroad. Next, from abroad. Next point. Investments includes investments made by foreigners in the Indian stock market. In brackets, called foreign institutional investment. Next, last point, also includes foreign exchange reserves held by the RBI. उसके नीचे थोड़ा और टर्म्स लिखते हैं, ओके, ताकि ये जो हमने लिखा है काफी कुछ समझ में आता है, समझ में आए. राइट, ये सब जो हमने लिखा है, दिस इज ऑल टेक्निकल स्टफ. ओके, आई विल मेक इट इजी. सो व्हाट इज इंक्लूडेड इन दिस टू अकाउंट्स? सो राइट इन द टेबल, the title should be on the left side, what comes in, how money comes in. Okay, so लिखते हैं उसके पास. फर्स्ट, एक्सपोर्ट्स मैं भी लिख रहा हूँ क्लैरिटी के लिए. एक्सपोर्ट्स, to foreign direct investment. Foreign direct investment. Foreign direct investment. Foreign direct investment. So, foreign direct investment, let's say a foreign company wants to invest in India, it sets up a business in India. Now, when the money comes in, the foreign currency is exchanged with the RBI. Is exchanged with the RBI or in the market. So the foreign exchange goes to the RBI. So this is included in the last point we took a while ago. What is that? Foreign exchange reserves held with the RBI. So FDI. Next, foreign institutional investment. Foreign institutional investment. Foreign institutional investment. Now we wrote a while ago that this is about the investment made in the Indian stock markets. Next, right, remittances, जो money that comes home, remittances. Choice वन में word लिखा हुआ है, देखिए आप, remittances. Next, right, external commercial borrowings. External commercial borrowings. EXTERNAL. External commercial borrowings of Indian companies. Indian companies. So the money that is borrowed by loans taken by Indian companies from abroad. Next, 6th point. Loans taken by central and state governments. Central and state governments. Central and state governments. और कुछ लिख सकते हैं? या लास्ट वन, grants, 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 grants. In brackets, loans at low rates of interest. At low or no rate of interest. Loans at low, LOW, low or zero rate of interest. Zero rate of interest. कब कभी होता है, अभी तो नहीं हो रहा है आजकल. We are pretty well off. So ऐसा पैसा आता है. This is the overall balance of payments. Okay, पैसा आ रहा, money is coming in. So how does money go out? So opposite side. How money goes out? How money goes out? How money goes out? Column heading. How money goes out? So इसका opposite जो है लिखते हैं. Exports का opposite क्या होता है? पैसा export के द्वारा अंदर आता है. Imports. Payments for imports. How money goes out? Imports. Next, Indian companies invest abroad. That's called second point. Outbound FDI. Outbound FDI. Outbound FDI. OUTBOUND. Outbound FDI. Third point. Investments made by Indians. Investments made by Indians in foreign stock markets. In foreign stock markets. आजकल बहुत हो रहा है. Investments made by Indians in foreign stock markets. Foreign stock markets. Next, remittances made by foreigners. Remittances made by foreigners to their home country. To their home country. There could be there are thousands and thousands of foreigners living in India, and we're not talking of people who are illegals. We're talking of legal migrants, legal workers, Americans. Thousands of Americans live in India. There are Germans. There are a lot of Europeans actually who live in India, and they send back money home. That's called outbound remittance. Next, payments towards ECBs, external commercial borrowings. Paisa, if you have borrowed money, you have to repay that money, that loan, the interest. That's payment towards ECBs. Payments towards ECBs. payments made towards ECBs, in brackets loans. Next, loan repayments by central and state governments. Loan repayments by central and state governments. Next, loans granted by India. Loans and grants एक ही लाइन में लिखते हैं. Loans and grants made by India to other countries. So 7th point, loans and grants made by India to other countries. देखिए, ऐसा पैसा आ रहा, ऐसा पैसा जा रहा. And typically, we export less than we import, isn't it? We took this data in the past. So generally, the balance of the current account, we always have a deficit. अपने current account का definition देखिए. It's a record of goods and services that move between nations. So our exports are lower than our imports. So technically, we always have a current account deficit, always. Okay, but generally क्या होता है कि balance of payments zero होना चाहिए, balance होना, इसलिए कहते हैं balance होता है. Yeah, let us see. As we go further, we will discuss this. But I am sure that after this comprehensive 20-minute talk, you would be quite comfortable with what is balance of payments. Yes. कभी भी कुछ भी doubts वगैरह होते हैं तो please share your feedback with us so that we bring in more clarity. Okay, guys. We are always encouraged by the feedback. Next, which of the following has the objective of solving the problem of balance payments of member countries? Now, balance of payments is okay. पहले लिखिए, आंसर तो वहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है, तो आप लिखिए पहले balance of payments problem और balance of payments crisis. Balance of payments crisis. Balance of payments crisis. CRISIS. Balance of payments crisis. Okay, right. Will not take grammar, happens and all that. Simply without it and all that, right? Dash. Arises, ARISES, arises when a country does not have sufficient 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 foreign exchange sufficient foreign exchange to pay for imports, loans, 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 and other such payments. Do countries face such problems? Oh, they face this all the time. Almost everywhere you will find these problems. Hindustan में हुई थी एक बार. We have had this major problem in 1990-91. See, that is the time when we started our new economic policy. 1990 मैं किसी दिन आपको कहानी सुनाऊंगा कि लाइसेंस राज क्या होता है, कैसे उस परिस्थिति में, how did we come to that position where we did not have sufficient money to pay for our imports, to make all those payments that were coming due. Now, we have barely had about $800 million. Take a round figure of $1 billion. Okay, $1 billion. उससे ज़्यादा हमारे पास पैसा नहीं था. Or a lot of loans were due. We didn't have money to pay for them. Plus the fact that we were importing but we did not have enough money coming in to pay for them also. So, if we don't pay, what do? We default. What happens is we default. And see, when I default, it's an individual's default. It's okay. An individual does not, worry the country. But when a country defaults, it's called sovereign default. What is it called? Sovereign default. SOVEREIGL. When a sovereign default happens when a country fails to meet its payment, obligations. Now, we could have defaulted. So what we did was we kind of we took somehow gold and we went to the Bank of England, Britain's central bank. वहाँ पे गिरवी रखा सोना पूरा गिरवी रखा and पैसा we spent that money and again we ran out of money. पैसा खत्म because we were not addressing the root causes, we were addressing only the symptoms. Then again we took some more gold. Now this time we went to the Swiss National Bank, SNB, the Central Bank of Switzerland. There we bought gold. पैसा आया, spent it, खत्म, again khali. Finally, we went to the International Monetary Fund. The International Monetary Fund, we have taken notes on this, was started in 1945 with only one objective: to help a country which faces a problem of balance of payments. We will lend them money so that they can overcome those problems. But is the money lent for free? No, it's loan. 1, 2, they put a star mark on that loan. So they call it conditions apply. Okay, so terms and conditions होते हैं. तो हम गए 91 में IMF के पास. We went to IMF and we borrowed. We said we want paisa. They said okay, we'll lend you $1.5 billion, but you will have to do a few things. And we said okay, what are the conditions? They said conditions are very simple. You will have to go for what is called, this loan will be called SAF, Structural Adjustment Facility. Structural Adjustment Facility. आपके अर्थव्यवस्था का जो स्ट्रक्चर है, the structure of the Indian economy will have to be changed. Like in those days we had government monopoly in a lot of sectors: insurance, aviation, telecom. No foreign, no domestic private company was allowed. So they said you will have to go for what is called LPG. So in 1991, based on their conditions and our own realization that we were not doing well, that unless we change the structure of our economy, things won't work for us, what we did was this: we went in for LPG. Liberalization, privatization, globalization. Let me repeat: liberalization, privatization, globalization. तो ये क्या हुआ है मैं आपको कल बताता हूँ. Okay? See, because this is not a part of this talk, it's just extra stuff, some extra stuff. So I'll write here what we have to discuss tomorrow. LPG. We'll have to write LPG. Okay, I'll write it in a different colored pen. LPG. ठीक है. So चलिए आगे चलते हैं. IMF. I think we discussed all these choices in the past as well. So there is hardly anything for us to discuss now. Okay. So let's write more stuff here. I think we took notes on the World Bank, we took notes on the IMF, we took notes on the GATT, which is the previous avatar of the World Trade Organization. We took notes on WEF in the previous class and UNO also. Yeah. चलिए आगे चलते हैं. एक काम करते हैं. I think we did not take any notes on the UNO. I don't remember having taken sharing any notes on that UNO. Please write it. United Nations Organization. United Nations Organization. United Nations Organization. Underline that. First point. Established. 24th October 1945. 24th October 1945. 24th October 1945. Next point. Head office dash न्यूयॉर्क सिटी, न्यूयॉर्क सिटी, क्योंकि अमेरिका में न्यूयॉर्क सिटी है NYC और NY है न्यूयॉर्क, विच इज अ स्टेट. न्यूयॉर्क इज ए स्टेट. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट. डायरेक्टर जनरल, डायरेक्टर जनरल, डायरेक्टर जनरल. No, I'm so sorry, friends. The position is called Secretary General, not Director General. Yeah, Secretary General. So, all right. Antonio Guterres. Antonio. 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 Antonio Guterres. GUETTERES. GUETTERES. Guterres. Antonio Guterres. In brackets, Portugal. 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 चलिए, इन सब के बारे में लिखने के बाद नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन चलते हैं. I think we have taken a lot of notes on the UN specialized agencies. Yeah, like we have had notes on, Food and Agriculture Organization. We have had notes on WHO, UNESCO, UNICEF. So I think fair. Which of the following is not true regarding order check? I think the answer is very simple. Which of the following is not true regarding order check? This one which is payable to a particular person. Yes. It can be paid to the named payee across the bank's account if so presented. Yes. Identification must be insisted on by the bank. Yes. An order check can be a bearer check if the words or bearer are not cancelled out. Yes. So which is not true? None of them. All of them are true, my friends. All of them are true. It's a double negative question. So choice 5. Sabir ready. Isme Sabir right. There's nothing to discuss there. Yeah, this is important. Marginal standing facility is a tool of monetary policy. It's a monetary policy tool. Appliqué. Marginal standing facility. Marginal standing facility. See, we know what is repo rate. Yes, it's a rate at which banks, borrow. It's the interest rate at which banks borrow from the RBI. Commercial banks borrow from the RBI. What is the reverse repo? When the RBI borrows at a certain interest rate from the commercial banks. Yes. Now, repo rate is for short term. Bank rate is for long term. We know all these definitions. But sometimes what happens is that banks exhaust all the options. Repo rate से पैसा ले लिया, यहाँ से पैसा लिया, वहाँ से पैसा लिया. Short term mismatches होते हैं. Yeah. So what they do is then they go to the RBI and say, भैया और पैसा दो. We want more money. Then the RBI says, then you will have to pay more interest. It will be more than the repo rate. Repo rate, let's say if it's 4.4%, MSF will be, let's say, 5%. You have to pay more. If the bank needs some money desperately, it will borrow. Okay? So, let's write this now. Marginal standing facility. Underline that. First point. Penal interest rate. Penal, P-E-N-A-L. So, penal means punishment. Penal, P-E-N-A-L. Penal interest rate at which banks borrow from the RBI. Borrow from the RBI. Next, it is always above the repo rate. Always above the repo rate. Next point. It is The last option or last resort. Last resort. Last option resort कुछ भी लिख सकते हैं. For banks, once they exhaust all borrowing options, once they exhaust all borrowing options. Okay, so I think this is the last thing. In fact, they just don't borrow anything beyond this, my friends. They normally don't go this except in very, very rare cases that banks resort to borrowing under MSF. So that's it. From here, there is hardly anything to discuss about the choices. Parag Raja has recently been appointed Managing Director and CEO of Bharti AXA Life Insurance. I think in the past we had discussed, insurance FDI, how these FDIs how these joint ventures have come about. Okay, so we'll not discuss this, but let's write the names of the CEOs of these companies, the heads of these companies. Please write. ICICI Prudential. Take this first choice. Please write. ICICI Prudential. Dash NS Kannan. He's CEO. Okay. NS Kannan. 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 NS Kannan. Next. Max Life Insurance. Dash Prashant Tripathi. Next, SBI Life. Choice 4 में SBI Life है, right? Sanjeev Nautiyal. NAUT, I repeat, NAUTIYAL. Nautiyal. Sanjeev Nautiyal. Technically in Hindi Nautiyal होता है. Last word. Tata AIA Life Insurance. Rishi, RISHI, Rishi Srivastava, easy to write. Rishi Srivastava. Okay, AIA is from Hong Kong, my friends. Okay, AIA is from Hong Kong. The National Maritime Day is observed in India on April 5th. What about the choices? March 21st. Please write. March 21st. World Forestry Day. FORESTRY Day. Forestry Day. World Forestry Day. Next. April 13th. Jallianwala. JALLIANWALA. Jallianwala Bagh. Remembrance. Jallianwala Bagh, BAGH, Bagh. Remembrance Day. Remembrance Day. You know, on April 13, 1919, if I'm not wrong, yeah, 1919, the Jallianwala Bagh massacre happened. British killed hundreds of our countrymen. Very impure, mercilessly they were killed, they were slaughtered. People had assembled here for peaceful protest, but they were killed. Hundreds of Indians were killed by the British military. So this day is remembered as the Jallianwala Bagh Remembrance Day. May 17th is World Telecommunications Day. Write this. World Telecommunications Day. World Telecommunications Day. August 6th. Hiroshima Day. Hiroshima Day. Hiroshima Day. Hiroshima Day. So, you write this. Dash. On this day, comma, in 1945, on this day, comma, in 1945, comma, an atomic bomb, in brackets, nickname, single inverted commas में लिखिए, पहला अक्षर, please capitalize the first letters, little boy, L-I-T-T-L-E, little boy, nickname, little boy, close the brackets, was dropped on Hiroshima, comma, Japan, Hiroshima, comma, Japan, Hiroshima, comma, Japan, by the US. Lakhs of people were killed, thousands and thousands were killed, followed by lakhs from the debilitating effects, negative, dangerous effects of nuclear bombs. So that's how the Second World War ended, with the surrender of Japan. In any case, in the previous class we had taken something about August 9th, Nagasaki Day. This is August 6th. Okay. Next. Which company has recently won a large contract from the Indian Army for setting up an advanced IT-enabled system to operate the armed forces network under the network of spectrum? Larsen and Toubro. Larsen and Toubro. ये काम करते हैं जो भी कंपनीज है, CTS हैं, Infosys, काफ़ी बड़ी कंपनियां हैं, pretty large companies. So we'll do one thing, we'll write the names of the CEOs of these companies. Shall we? Please write. Cognizant, dash, Brian, B-R-I-A-N, Brian, B-R-I-A-N, Brian, Humphreys, H-U-M-P-H, I repeat, H-U-M-P-H-R-I-E-S, P-H-R-I-E-S, H-U-M-P-H-R-I-E-S, Humphreys. So it's very difficult for me to come out with this kind of spellings. So I write, it's difficult basically. Yeah, H-U-M-P-H-R-I-E-S, Humphreys. What's his name? Brian Humphreys. And we know Infosys, TCS, but we don't know the CEOs of Larsen and Toubro and Tech Mahindra. So likhiye choice 2, Larsen and Toubro, L&T. That's a full form of L&T. L&T dash S dot N dot SN Subramanian SUB, I repeat, SUBRAHMANYAN Subramanian SN Subramanian. TCS we know, Infosys we know, Tech Mahindra C dot P dot CP Gurnani Gurnani Gurnani. Fair guys. L&T is India's biggest engineering company, largest engineering company. Yeah. Well, India's largest engineering company. Which institution has recently developed a web portal named Bhuvan Panchayat 3.0 to 8 Gram Panchayat Development? Easy questions. ISRO. There's hardly anything to discuss here. ISRO. We took notes on ISRO in the past, so we are not going to repeat, but we could just take the heads of 3, 4, 5. Okay, just repeat to revise. ISRO's chairman is K. Shivan, SIVAN, Shivan. Kailas Vadipu, don't worry. K. Shivan, SIVAN. Then DRDO, G. Satish Reddy. Next, Niti Aayog CEO Amitabh Kant, K-A-N-T, Amitabh Kant. The Department of Telecom has taken over the process to issue and manage IMEI allocation for mobile phones in India. In this context, IMEI stands for Har Mobile Phone के ऊपर अंदर एक IMEI रहता है. Okay, every phone has this. Now the idea is this is unique to each phone. No two phones have the same IMEI. इसके द्वारा locate किया सकता है. This is the best way to locate a phone, apart from of course software stuff. So what is the answer to this question? Choice 1, International Mobile Equipment Identity. So it's unique for each mobile. It's unique. It's like the DNA of a phone. Okay. So I think that's nothing to discuss there. Who among the following were named with the international panel of the International Cricket Council ICC development umpires? Choice 2. It's mentioned already. Janani Narayanan and Vrinda Rathi. You know who are this choice 5? They played for India in the past. Yeah. Anjum Chopra also played cricket for India. I'm talking of just the more recent ones. Okay. Name the first Indian women footballer to get a professional contract from Rangers Football Club, one of the top football clubs in the Scottish League. Gangom Baladevi. She's from Manipur. Okay. See, today's questions, you would have seen that a lot of these questions don't require discussion, but wherever there is discussion required, I'll bring. I know I've brought some, and I'll keep bringing stuff. Which types of deposits in banks are not insured by the DICGC? You know this question. This is a fairly easy one actually. A deposit to central and state governments. They don't need to be insured. Their money is not going anywhere. So choice 3. But what is the maximum insurance amount available under DICGC? 5 lakh rupees. 5 lakh rupees. Prepaid payment instruments are payment instruments that facilitate purchase of goods and services, including funds transfer against the value stayed on such instruments. There is nothing to discuss here. You already know this question. Which state government recently passed the Recovery of Damage to the Public Properties Ordinance? 2020 for recovery of losses incurred due to vandalism, riots and everything. Okay, Dange Fasad. During violent protests, Uttar Pradesh. Oh, the government of Yogi Adityanath is trying to recover money. That would help recover the losses. That has come about because of the riots. तो दंगे फसाद में नुकसान हुआ है, public property को जलाई गई है, whatever public property has been destroyed by the rioters, especially during the Citizenship Amendment Act protest. These guys, the government is planning to recover all the money from them. So I think it's a very good way, wherever, irrespective of wherever it is in India, money should be collected from rioters, because they have no right to destroy public property, especially, and sometimes private property. Think about it. Let's say someone's car has been burnt. Now the car could mean a lot to that person, to the family. They might have taken a loan to buy that car. It would be aspirations, dreams. So many things go, and people have no right to destroy someone else's aspirations, my friends. So it's public property or private property. It should be recovered, basically. So, who is the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh? We mentioned Yogi Adityanath. Chief Minister of Punjab is Captain Amrinder Singh. Bihar is Nitish Kumar. Haryana is Manohar Lal Khattar. West Bengal is Mamata Banerjee. Drawer in the bank check. On a check, who's a drawer? The person who issues the check. The person who encashes the check, choice 2, is called the drawee. Okay? The person on whom it is drawn is called drawee, basically. जिसके नाम पे इश्यू करते हैं उनको drawee कहते हैं. Okay. Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador is the president of Mexico. Shall we write about these countries? बहुत छोटे देश हैं, लेकिन विचित्र देश हैं पूरे. These countries have been pretty violent. Most of these countries have been very, very violent. चलिए लिखते हैं. सभी सेंट्रल अमेरिका में है. मैक्सिको और साउथ अमेरिका बीच में छोटा सा स्ट्रिप है. It's there. On one side you would find the Pacific Ocean, on the other side you would find the Atlantic Ocean. Right? In the narrow stretch of land you find all these countries. 2 more are missing, I guess. You have El Salvador, you have Belize, you have, I think 2 are missing. 2 majorly are missing. So write this. Mexico dash. What do we write? We write country, capital, leader and the currency. So write Mexico dash. Capital is Mexico City. We say Mexico, but in Spanish they say Mexico, but it's okay. Mexico City dash the president is mentioned in the question there, Andres Obrador dash. Currency is Spanish thing, so peso, P-E-S-O, peso. Next, right, Guatemala, choice 2, Guatemala. ये सभी क्या Spanish हो गया, तो क्या, they're all Spanish countries, all ruled by Spain in the past. So the main language spoken here is Spanish. Guatemala, sabhi, when you pronounce words in Spanish, Portuguese and all, the air is suppressed in the mouth. So India, they say India. So Guatemala dash. The capital is Guatemala City. ये भी वही है जैसे Mexico. Guatemala City dash. President is Alejandro. A-L-E. Let me give me space. Alejandro Alessandro, grammatic, okay, sorry, GIAMMAATTEI. I repeat, GIAMMETTEI. Alessandro Giamatti dash. The currency is Quetzal. I repeat, QUETZAL. 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 Guatemala City, Alessandro Giamatti and Quetzal. Nicaragua. The capital is Managua. 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 The president is Daniel Ortega. Daniel, DANIEL. Daniel Ortega, ORTEGA. Daniel Ortega dash. The currency is Cordoba. CORDOBA. I repeat, CORDOBA. Cordoba. Honduras. छोटे छोटे देश हैं सभी आसपास में. Honduras, choice food. The capital is Tegucigalpa. I repeat, TEGUCIGALPA. मैं रिपीट करता हूँ, TEGUCIGALPA. Tegucigalpa. That's the capital. And the president's name is JUAN. Juan. You could say Juan. No. JUAN. Juan. पूरा नाम है Juan Orlando Fernandez. Not like this. Okay. Juan Fernandez. Right. HERNANDEZ. Hernandez. Guatemala, Tegucigalpa. Sorry, Honduras, Tegucigalpa. Juan Hernandez. The currency is Lempira. 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 Next. So Lempira and what's there? Panama, right? Panama dash. Panama City dash. The president is Laurentino. LAU. I repeat, LAURENTINO. Laurentino Cortizo. 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 Laurentino Cortizo. And the currency is Balboa, B-A-L-B-O-A, B-A-L-B-O-A, Balboa. This Panama is the last country in North America that connects with South America. पहले यूएस ईस्ट कोस्ट से वेस्ट कोस्ट जाने के लिए पूरा साउथ अमेरिका नीचे से जाते थे या यहाँ तक आते थे और बाय रोड जाते थे सब कुछ. तो in the first decade of the last century, what they did was they cut Panama and made a canal connecting the Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific Ocean ऐसे. Yeah, so it became easy to travel between the east and west coast of United States. From Panama Canal, let's go to Northeast India. For which of the following northeastern states has Indian President Ram Nath Kovind given his nod for issuing the delimitation exercise? All of the above. I think we took the names of the CMs of all these states in the past. Assam, Sarbanand Sonowal, Arunachal Pradesh, Pema Khandu, Manipur, Biren Singh, I'm so sorry. Biren, B-I-R-E-N, Biren Singh for Manipur. Nagaland, Nufio Rio. So I think there's no point in writing again. Which country will host the Commonwealth Shooting and Archery Championships in January 2022? India. And we know about all these countries. but एक काम कर सकते हैं हम, Commonwealth Games कब होंगे next, पिछले कब हुए थे? We took some list in the past also, so write this. Commonwealth Games. So we have had one game previously 2 years back, and we are going to have another one 2 years later. So 2018 आप लिखिए 2018 dash Australia. ये तो हो चुका है, काफी कम चांसेस आपको पूछेंगे, बट आने वाले जो गेम्स हैं जो होने वाले हैं they may ask you the definite place कौन से शहर में. Next 2022 dash Birmingham, I repeat Birmingham, comma Britain, B-R-I-T-A-I-N, Britain dash motto, M-O-T-T-O, motto the slogan is are you game, G-A-M-E, question mark, are you game, question mark. Next, which of the following has recently launched the UPI Chalega campaign to guide users towards the right usage of the UPI application? Answer is there, National Payments Corporation of India Limited, NPCI. एक काम कीजिए, इसके बारे में लिखते हैं NPCI, please write NPCI. Underline that first point. You write a full form, National Payments Corporation of India. Underline that first point. Second point. Established 2008, 2008, 12 साल हो गए. Next, head office Mumbai. Third point, fourth point, we have written the full form, we have written the year of establishment and the head office. Next slide. CEO Dilip, D-I-L-I-P, Dilip Asbe, A-S-B-E, Asbe, Dilip Asbe. Dilip Asbe. Last point. Operating, काम क्या है इनका? Operating retail payments, retail, R-E-T-A-I, retail payments and settlements systems in India. Settlements system in India. In India. You want to know about these choices? 1, 4, 5. Pick them. MobiKwik. It's a digital wallet. It used to be very famous. Now no one's using MobiKwik, my friends. Unfortunately, it's not caught on. Yeah, the digital revolution. Right, MobiKwik. किसने फाउंड किया? ये लिख सकते हैं किसने स्टार्ट किया? Right. Underline this. First point. Digital wallet. Digital wallet. W-A-L-L-E-T. Wallet. First. Digital wallet. Next point. Co-founded by. Bipin. B-I-P-I-N. Bipin. Preet Singh. Bipin Preet. P-R-E-E-T. Preet Singh. Bipin Preet Singh. And Upasana. U-P-A-S-A-N-A. Upasana Taku. T-A-K-U. Taku. Upasana Taku. There's a wife and husband. Yeah. Upasana Taku. Paytm. लिखते हैं Paytm के बारे में. Just 1-2 lines. Paytm. It's super successful, my friends. Paytm. First point. Digital wallet. Oh, it's much more than that. It's a mall. It's an e-commerce. Digital wallet and e-commerce platform. Next. E-commerce platform. Next. Founder and CEO. Vijay Shekhar Sharma. Next. PhonePe. Leave a line space, right? PhonePe. Right. PhonePe. Underline that. Which it's a digital wallet. It's a platform. So payments platform. So right. Co-founded by Samir Nigam and Rahul Chari, C-H-A-R-I, Rahul Chari. Underline PhonePe and pull it down and right. Owned by Flipkart. Owned by Flipkart. Enough. Let's go to the next one. Who of the following persons has been appointed chair of the Global Board of Directors of the US-India Business Council? It should be USIBC. The C is missing. Answer is Vijay Advani. And you don't have to write anything about the choices because Gururaj Deshpande, these guys are past their their most famous days. Like for example, Guriraj Deshpande co-founded a company called Sycamore Networks. Sycamore Networks. He did very well. Yeah, he sold that company later. Now he runs a company called, I think, A123. That's okay. Ram Shriram is one of the early investors in Google. He's a multi-billionaire. Ramani Iyer is, of course, she retired as the CEO of an insurance company called the Hartford Financial and Insurance Company. Bharat Desai, don't worry, I'd say all of these choices basically. Okay, Bharat Desai, founder of Syntel, 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 IT company. So, ये सभी काफी साल पहले बहुत फेमस हैं. अभी तो of course they are still very famous, but not important to the exam point of view. Okay. What is the full form of CVV? Founder of the credit card. क्रेडिट कार्ड आप फ्लिप कीजिए, आपके क्रेडिट कार्ड के ऊपर क्या क्या डिटेल्स होते हैं. एक तो आपका नाम होता है, यू हैव योर नेम, या इन फुल, देन यू हैव योर 16-digit क्रेडिट कार्ड नंबर, you have the expiry date when it was issued and valid through. These are the few things. On the flip side, you reverse it, you will find a magnetic strip which contains all your data, and उसके नीचे then you will find something called CVV, which is a 3-digit number. This is what helps you complete an online transaction when you pay with your card. The CVV is card verification value. Okay, एक और when you buy railway ticket, you have something called PNR. Do you know what is PNR? Yeah, PNR stands for Passenger Name Record. What is it? Passenger Name Record. You could write this actually. Passenger Name Record. So that's PNR. So when you travel by train, you have this PNR number. So today you know what is, if you didn't know that is. I don't believe that people are, I have always believed that people are smarter than I am. So because I am a teacher, I believe this. That everyone is smarter than I am. So my job is to learn, and I am here to share all that learning with you. Nothing more than that. Okay guys? So the idea is that when you come to the session like this, you come prepared. I come prepared. I put in a lot of effort, and I would want you to work very, very hard, because hard work, consistent hard work is what is going to help you. See, if I come to the session like this without preparation, just give you the answer, nothing more than for all the 25 questions, what's the value add? There is no value add. So similarly, you should add value to yourself. आप कुछ सीखते हैं, आपको you should always learn much more than everybody else. So you should put an extra effort. Always put an extra effort. Which bank was earlier called the Imperial Bank of India? You want to know, write this? Right. SBI. आप just दो point लेते हैं. SBI dash और underline इसके नीचे लिखते हैं. Nationalized in 1955. Nationalized in 1955. Nationalized in 1955. Second point. Previously called. Look at it. Question में लिखा Imperial Bank of India. Previously called Imperial Bank of India. Imperial Bank of India. Between 1921 and 1955. 1921 and 1955. Next. In 1921 हम पीछे यार, ओके, कहते हैं ना, आप क्रोनोलॉजी समझिए, मीम्स बहुत है आजकल. So right, in 1921, the presidency banks of presidency, PRESIDENCY, the presidency banks of Madras, Bombay, and if I'm not wrong, Calcutta, पुराने नाम were merged, were merged to create the Imperial Bank of India, the Imperial Bank of India. That's SBI's past. I'm sure now you're comfortable. Yeah. ICICI बैंक हमने कल बात की थी इसके बारे में, इस बैंक के बारे में. संदीप बख्शी CEO, कैसे आया नाम, पूरा नाम, all that we discussed. Punjab National Bank, the C, you could just repeat. Punjab National Bank dash merged with. Actually इसके साथ दो बैंक मैच हुए हैं. Yeah. Merged with Oriental Bank of Commerce and United Bank of India. Oriental Bank of Commerce and United Bank of India. अब इन दोनों का नाम धीरे धीरे निकल जाएंगे और सिर्फ पंजाब नेशनल बैंक का नाम रहेगा. हमने उधर उल्टा लिखा, नो इश्यू. Underline Punjab National Bank, pull it down arrow, right? SS Mallikarjun Rao, MD SS Mallikarjun Rao, MD dash SS Mallikarjun Rao, SS Mallikarjun Rao. Next, last then, Indian Bank dash merged with Allahabad Bank, and the MD CEO is dash, right? MD CEO is Padmaja Chunduru, 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 Padmaja Chunduru. Okay. एक last point लिखते हैं. IDFC First Bank. IDFC First Bank. IDFC First Bank. Dash. Merger between IDFC Bank and Capital First. एक काम कीजिए, IDFC Bank First Bank, you underline IDFC First Bank, underline, उसके नीचे एरो खींचिए, right? First point, there is just 2 points. Okay? Head office Mumbai. Next point, CEO dash V Vaidyanathan. Okay, I think that is quite comprehensive. A bond that is issued at a deep discount to its face value but pays no interest is called zero coupon. Coupon means interest. Remember, coupon means interest. Okay, so a bond that is issued at a deep discount to its face value but pays no interest is called a zero coupon. That's it. About bonds and everything we'll discuss in the classes to come. So I think that's about it. Who decides on the value and volume of currency notes to be printed in India? This is a question that intrigues everyone. The Reserve Bank of India decides कितना पैसा होना चाहिए, कितने नोट प्रिंट होने चाहिए. Okay, Reserve Bank of India. That's it, my friends. I think this was the last question from what I know. Yeah, it is a big thank you from all of us. Thanks for being a part of this video talk. Please share your feedback. We'll be happy to take feedback from you. to learn, to find out as to what you're thinking, how things are going for you, how well you are learning from these sessions. Thanks for being here. Thank you so much, my friends.